I am Lord Jakub and you will learn about my business. It is related to integrated circuits which are foundation of my DevStar. But first you have to understand how the process of designing a circuit looks like. First, the designer creates a circuit schematic, like the one shown in the figure. He cannot create physical circuit, so in order to make sure that it works, he has to simulate it. As a result, he gets a waveform, for example like the one shown here, and based on his knowledge and experience, he has to decide whether or not this is the intended behavior. After the circuit behaves like the designer has intended, he can draw a circuit layout. These are a set of photolithography masks that are sent to semiconductor foundry for chip fabrication. Of course, this mask set has to match circuit schematic presented earlier. It turns out that circuit layout might introduce some parasitic elements that were not represented at the schematic level. That's why designer has to resimulate and check behavior of the circuit after creating its layout. If the circuit works properly, it can be sent to fabrication, and after a few months, you will receive ready chips. Of course, you have to test the circuit, and if it works correctly, you can celebrate. Now that you know circuit design process, I can show you irritating problems related to circuit simulation. First of all, simulation of complex circuits is really long. It may take up even weeks or don't finish at all if you don't have enough compute capacity. And chip design companies have to invest large amount of money into powerful workstations before they can actually begin working. What is worse, providers of software tools for circuit design are operating in old-fashioned model, and their licensing is very strict, which is troublesome for designers. I want to change that by creating a company that will be #1 provider of electronic design automation software that will be easy to use, fast and flexible. First step towards my goal will be Chive, revolutionary parallel circuit simulator. It will use scalable cloud infrastructure that will allow us to extremely parallelize circuit simulation for major speed improvement, and all of this will be provided with flexible pay-as-you-go model. Just look at this handsome guy. I would trust him with my DevStar. Electronic design automation market is worth $8 billion. However, right now I am focused on analog simulation segment, which is 200 million. There are 3 big companies that provide electronic design software. However, their main focus lies with other big companies like Nvidia or AMD, where they can sell a lot of licenses in single transaction. Smaller companies often choose cheaper alternative, but this alternative tries to emulate bigger software. I found a similar startup to mine that promises speed up through parallel simulation. However, they haven't launched their product yet, and they're operating in the same old-fashioned business model as all the other players. There is a famous web-based solution in case of Aberter. However, they are focused on discrete electronics, and right now they have only schematic and layout entry. I have identified 3 main barriers to entry in the form of previous investment, which means that some of the companies may have already invested in sizable compute infrastructure. Confidentiality may be a problem, since trust may be an issue while using cloud-based solution. And designers may have been accustomed to previous software, and they may be reluctant to learn anything new. Customers will be charged monthly based on their CPU usage. This means that they will pay more the more they simulate. This is convenient for small companies. However, some entities may prefer prepaid system, like universities, which can be implemented as well. You can find more finance detail under the link provided. You will invest in this company.